Hey guys, I got a new video for you today, and we're going to be looking at the Mighty Mug, and this is a product that I was eagerly awaiting getting in so I can test it out for myself. I've seen a ton of videos on these guys on YouTube, and I really wanted to get one in hand so I can test it out for myself. So I reached out to Mighty Mug, and they were gracious enough to send me over a couple of them so I can check them out. Now, as you guys can see, I have three different models here. So I have the Mighty Mug Big, which is their 16-ounce version. I have the Mighty Mug Mini, which is their 12-ounce version. And then I have another 12-ounce version, but this is the stainless steel Mighty Mug Mini. Now, the key feature of the Mighty Mug is that when you set it down, it will actually adhere itself to whatever surface you put it on, and it will prevent it from accidentally being tipped over if you bump into it or something like that. Now, I had a personal experience with a glass a couple of years back. I had it sitting on a night table, and I reached over for something and bumped it over, and it fell and it spilled the liquid all over the place. And it just so happened that I had my laptop sitting, leaning up against the table with my laptop in there, and it got completely drenched and ruined. So I can't help it but feel that if I had a Mighty Mug with me, that probably would not have happened. So I've actually been testing these guys out for the past couple weeks, just basically using it as my regular everyday mug, and you know, just also showing it off to as many people as I could, just to get, you know, some feedback and some opinion and stuff like that. And pretty much everybody that I showed to has been blown away by it, by the way it works, the way it feels in the hand, by how seamless it you know, it is to use it. So, you know, I wanted to go ahead and show you guys, in case you guys have a need for something like this, you guys can look into it. So let me go ahead and show you guys the box here. So this is, again, the Mighty Mug Big, which is the 16-ounce version. As you guys can see, this one is in the red color. They do have quite a few other colors available. So if you have a particular color that you prefer, they probably have one, you know, available for you in that color. So you have a little bit of information as far as how to use it. And then in the back, some of the publications that they have been featured on. And then on the side here, just a couple of informational purposes. So I'll read a little bit of it. So it has smart grip technology, which the Mighty Mug will grip to any smooth, flat, solid surface. And when it's accidentally bumped, it'll, you know, it won't tip over, but it'll magically lift up naturally. Now, that's the key thing about Mighty Mug, and what I think I had to explain to a lot of people as I was showing it off is that, you know, it definitely does have to be a smooth, flat surface. You know, sometimes you know, people were putting it on a surface that wasn't smooth, and then, you know, tapping it and it might tip over, stuff like that, and they're like, oh, it doesn't really work. You know, this is designed to go onto the majority of surfaces, but sometimes you will come across something that maybe isn't as flat or is somewhat porous or something like that. Or if you have a countertop like this that has seams in it, and if you put it right in the middle, it might not adhere as well to it. So just keep that in mind. It does work as advertised, I can definitely tell you that. This is, it's BPA free as well, and it's also car cup holder friendly. And that's a big thing because there's a big kick right now with those insulated cups. And I think for the most part, as you start getting larger in size than those, they end up not being able to fit into your car cup holder. The Mighty Mug, regardless of which size you get, will fit in there, which is, again, a plus. It's also top rack dishwasher safe, and they guarantee 100% happiness. So let me go ahead and open it up, and I'll show you guys a little bit about how it works. So we'll look at, again, the 16-ounce version first, and this is in the red color, and you get a little bit of a note in there with all of them. So I'll set these to the side here. So here it is. Again, this is the 16-ounce travel mug, red one. And you do have a very standard travel mug lid on here, so it is closed right now, and that's cool because you know, it is it has the rubber seals and stuff like that in there, so as you're driving, if it's completely full, it's not going to spill out or anything like that. All you have to do is push up on the lid. It actually locks in the back right there, and then you have your spout. And it's already kind of contoured so that the liquid will flow into your mouth. Again, you have this little rubber piece right there, which will stop the opening right there once you close it. Then all you have to do is unscrew the cap. Inside of the cap, you also have a rubber seal in there. And you have a little bit more information and advertising on the inside. We'll take that out. And that's what it looks like. Again, it's just your regular black surface in there. Then this is where the magic happens right here. As you guys can see, the body has a little bit of a separation right here. So you have the top and then the bottom half, and there is a little bit of movement in there. And that's pretty much enough movement so that the bottom portion right here adheres and grips to whatever surface you're going to be putting it on. Now, what I have found is that the more liquid that you have in there, actually the better it is, because it makes this top portion heavier. So as you have your Mighty Mug completely full and you set it down, it's going to put a lot more pressure down and it's going to adhere a lot better. But even if it's completely empty, and I'll show you guys right here, it's still going to adhere to most smooth flat surfaces. So I'll just set it down right there. Actually, let me put it a little closer. There we go. I'll set it down right there. And as you guys see, I'm tapping it. There is a little bit of wiggle to it, as always you will have, because again, you have that separation between the top and the bottom, but it's not tipping over. Now, again, I mentioned if you have a surface that has like these gaps or seams or whatever, see right there, because I set it right in the middle of the gap, yes, it will not adhere as well as if I set it on the smooth flat portion right there. So what I'll do now is I'll go ahead and put some liquid in here. I have just a glass of water here, just so you guys can see that, all right, it still does work. So I don't know if you guys can make out the water in there. I won't put the lid on it, but I can safely tap it and I don't have to worry about it tipping over. I don't want to hit it too much harder, but this is a typical bump or something like that. Now I'll put the lid on. And the reason I didn't want to hit it too much harder is because I didn't have the lid on. I just didn't want the water to splash out. But with the lid on there, again, I'm hitting it a lot harder. So this is, definitely more than what you would probably come across on a regular daily basis. But this is great. Again, it takes away from the fear of accidentally bumping it. If you have it, like, let's say, sitting on a desk at work and you have some electronic, like your keyboard, your mouse and things like that, and you bump it, you're not gonna have to worry about that water or that liquid coming anywhere. And just to pick it up, all you have to do is pick it straight up, and it's very natural. Now, I have had people, as I was showing it off, try to lift it as they're going at an angle, and yes, there is a little bit of resistance because, again, it's designed to go straight up to kind of release that grip from the surface that you have it sitting on. So that is the 16 ounce. I'll go ahead and show you guys the Mighty Mug Mini, which is the 10 ounce version, or I'm sorry, the 12 ounce version. And then obviously this is in the black color. Now this one is pretty nice. I like this one because it's very unassuming. It's nice and sleek. You do still have that separation between the top portion and the bottom portion, but it works exactly the same as the 16 ounce version. It's just obviously a little bit smaller. And then I think for the most part, my favorite one is definitely the stainless steel one here. And that's because it definitely keeps the contents, especially cooler. So if you're like cold water or something like that, you throw a couple of ice cubes in there. It keeps it cold all day. There is no separation with this one, and that's one thing that I found. It actually has it built into the bottom portion of the actual mug. So as you set it down, it's still gonna keep that grip. It's not gonna go anywhere, but it feels nice and sleek in the hand, which is really nice. And then you have that travel mug lid, which will keep the liquid inside, especially if you're driving and things like that. And again, as I mentioned already, that's a big thing. It does fit perfectly into the cup holder, and you're going to be able to take it with you wherever you go. Fill it up, halfway through the day if you need to, and it works just as advertised. It's with the liquid in there, without the liquid in there, they're not going to tip over. All of them act exactly the same, and you're good to go. So I think for the most part, this is a great feature to have on if you're the type of person that definitely uses these type of travel mugs on a regular basis for coffee, for water, for whatever it is that you're using it for. Side note, I will show you here on the box for the stainless steel one. It says that it keeps the hot liquids hot for 4 hours and the cold liquids cold for 14 plus hours. So just keep that in mind. Again, your hot coffee will be hot for about 4 hours. Again, this is the 12-ounce version, but they do have the different sizes, different colors available. So if you guys are interested, I definitely recommend that you check them out. Again, I think for the most part, if you're in a setting where you're going to be worried if you knock it over, onto your desk or something like that, then this is going to be a great addition to that. So there it is. That is the Mighty Mug in the 3 different variations and sizes. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Thanks.